Good morning, everyone. July 3rd, 2020, episode 43, and welcome to the end of week number 15 in Project 2020. Can't believe another week has come and gone. We still have a lot to do over the weekend, a lot of numbers to talk about, but this is the end. We now have seen all 10 cards with the release of Blake Jameson and the JK5 Bob Gibson. One of these cards is their best work altogether so far in this project. So we'll talk about that here in a second. We're going to talk print runs, we're going to talk pre-orders, and the market. But first, a big thank you to everyone who has continued to watch, engage, and share my channel. It is so great to see. In June alone, I just took a look back last night at the stats and kind of blown away by it. I mean, in June alone, we added 755 subscribers. So if you're one of the 755, thank you so much. Over 6,000 watched hours. That's just mind-blowing. When I used to think that 4,000 was a lot for a year, 6,000 in a month, and then, over 45,000 individual views. So thank you to everyone who has continued to watch this channel and watch this content. I don't know what the reach of this is. I don't know how large we can get, but everyone who has joined so far, thank you so much, and thank you for continuing to share the work. I cannot say thank you enough. So what has transpired so far this week? We now have 4 print runs with the late announcement of the masked Dwight Gooden and the Roberto Clemente Andrew Thiel. Very, very happy to see that the Dwight Gooden came in at my range. I said 6.1 to 7.1, and it came in right at 7.1. The Roberto Clemente did miss my pre-order projection by 500, so not that big of a miss, but still a miss. These 2 cards perplexed me for over a couple of days. After the Matt Taylor Cal Ripken dropped and that eBay penetration spiked up over 2.2%, I didn't really know where they were going to land. And so I really dig, and I felt more confident with my ranges after the fact. And I also said that the Dwight Gooden, might spike a little bit just because of the mask, and that is what happened with the Dwight Gooden. It is only the second card in Project 2020 history, at least from my tracking perspective, that has sold more copies at the end of the day, but yet had less reserves on the front end. So that was good to see, sort of some record-breaking performance there. Also, it's the mask. I mean, it's polarizing, positive and negative, but it's really good to see that people bought that card because that's an iconic card for this set, no matter where this set goes in the future. And then on the Thiel itself, look, it missed expectations, but here again on this one, an eBay penetration over 2.5%. It is going to be on the website. So again, we're seeing people drop off of buying 5, 10, 15, 20x. We're seeing people buy single copies on Topps or maybe a couple bundles and then moving over to eBay. I'm not going to be satisfied until we start seeing that number get over 3%, 3.5%, because we were back at one time at 4%. So 2.5 and above is good to see. That means it's more collectors coming back into the set versus flippers, but we will see how that works with the cards that get released this morning and then throughout the weekend. So now looking at the print runs that are going to be announced in the next couple of hours, at least we hope they're going to be announced in the next couple of hours. I don't understand why the print runs yesterday were not announced until this morning. But look, it's nearly a holiday weekend. I get it. When it comes to the 48-hour pre-order mark on the Old Man Allen Don Mattingly, I had a target of 70 and it hit 70 exactly at 11 p.m. So that was really good to see. And then on the Tyson Beck Jackie Robinson, I had 95. It came in at 93. So from a print run perspective, I'm sticking with my ranges on the Mattingly, 4.1 to 5.1. We'll see where it lands, but I really like that middle point. I don't know if it's going to get over 4.5, but we will see. And then on the Tyson Beck, Jackie Robinson, 6 to 7K. I don't think it gets in the high 7Ks, but I could easily see that card be over 7. But at the same time, I like that card in the 6 range, just based on the numbers that we are seeing this week. Okay, enough about pre-orders, print runs. We get all of that. That's all the science behind Project 2020. Let's get to some actual cards and the things that we love the most about this project. And so first up today is going to be the Willie Mays by Blake Jameson. If there's an artist who's been the forefront of this, the face of this, yes, there is Ben Baller, but right here, either 1A or 1B, whatever you want to consider it, is Blake Jameson. And so from a Project 2020 fan perspective, it's always great to see him out in front, promoting his brand, promoting his artwork. And here's another classic, to me, Blake Jameson piece of artwork here. It's not my favorite of the day. The number one is going to be that JK5, But when you think of Blake Jameson and you see this card, this is all Blake Jameson. But let's take a look at his progression so far to this moment. So this is Blake Jameson's 8th card so far. And look, we've all seen Blake Jameson on YouTube. Let's take a look at Blake Jameson from a different angle. Here is him surfing back in the day. I don't know when this was taken, but I found it on the internet, which is where we find a lot of photos on the internet these days. First up, Nolan Ryan, then Don Mattingly. Then we have Jackie Robinson, Ricky Henderson, McGuire, Mike Trout, which was the collab with Ben Baller, and you had the recent Mariano Rivera. Hopefully you picked up your Rivera autograph. He did release those last night on his website, so hopefully you have taken a look at that. To me, it's tight. There's two here I really like, and I don't know which one's better, but I like them for different reasons. I really, really like his Ricky. Even as a Mariners fan, it drives me up the wall that it's an athletics card, but it is what it is. And then on the second one here, the portrait perspective, I really, really like his Jackie Robinson. And then on Willie Mays, this is his 8th card also. He led us off with Andrew Thiel, then F. JK5, King Saladin, Sophia Chang, Jacob Rochester, and then the recent potential I Can't Breathe reference with Don C's interpretation. When it comes to which one is my favorite Willie Mays card, I really think it's going to be the F. or the JK5. I'm having a hard time picking either one of them, but they both look very distinctive. But I'm really, really growing on F. overall as an artist and his work. At first, I was a little bit curious of it. I didn't really understand how to take it, but I really, really like F.'s work. And then JK5, look, he's a phenomenal tattoo artist, and we'll talk about him in a second, but I really, really like that Willie Mays. Hopefully that transition didn't make you dizzy. I wanted to leave it in just because I thought it was kind of a funny thing to put in. But shifting gears to the market overall, and look, we're back to the science, we're back to the numbers, but I want to shift the focus a little bit to the market from a collector perspective. We talk a lot about when to sell or how to sell or what the values are. And look, the values are going up again. They're going up again in the first player, they're going up again in second player. But that begs the question, if you're a collector, when do you make that purchase? Because right now, the market is moving up in a positive way. And if you're a collector of this set and you have to go back and fit in pieces to your puzzle, when is that time? Probably the best time was 2 weeks ago. But when is the second best time? Let's look at those values right now. On the screen, first player pricing, a lot of green here again. Now, not every card sold. We get that. Inventory is somewhat drying up, so we're naturally going to see those prices go up. But look, Bob Gibson up 8%, Dwight Gooden up 12%, Nolan Ryan up 12%. Look, Nolan Ryan, Frank Thomas can still be had under $175 or $160 to be exact here. But when you look back at their values, Nolan Ryan 3 weeks ago was $127. Now it's up to $145. So if you're missing that Nolan Ryan card, now is the time to purchase that card. When you look at now at the second player pricing, again, a lot of green here. Ichiro up 4% yesterday. Dwight Gooden, only one sale, up 20%. You know, Derek Jeter up to $31, 16%. Frank Thomas up 22% at $118. And you can even take a look at that data on the website and find cards, for example, like the Ricky Henderson, which is down right now from the week, but still well up from where it was 3 weeks ago. So there are a lot of deals to be had. And I'll be very honest here. You guys know me. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just trying to inform and help everyone out with this crazy beast we call Project 2020. These are the cards that I have purchased this week on the screen right now. Jackie Robinson, Mark McGuire, and the Natural card. This is why I'm buying these right now. I don't think the market is going to be any softer over the next week or two than it is right now. Because it's July 4th weekend, everybody's eyes are not going to be on this market. There's potential for some deals right now. So if I were you, I would jump onto eBay, jump onto Facebook, wherever you buy your cards at, and look for some deals because the eyes are going to be off this set at the moment and throughout the weekend. So you've got, I think, to me, 3 to 4 days to pick up some cards before the market picks up steam again because it is a holiday weekend. So from a collector perspective, if you're missing a set piece, even a third or fourth card, go right now and pick up that card because the market's only going to strengthen next week and the week after. Now is the time to make that purchase. Before you make that purchase though, please thumbs up this video and hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. But now let's shift our focus to JK5 and what I feel is the best card overall. And when I look back at JK5 and I look back at his artwork and his cards released to this point, The one thing that I was really looking for from him was some more color, and this card has all the color you would like. I mean, color tattoos are some of the best out there, and tattoo work to me is intriguing. I have 0 tattoos for the record, but I really like JK5, and I find tattoos overall very fascinating, and this is just a fantastic card for Bob Gibson. It's not better than the Mike Trout Sophia Chang, but it is up there as far as a great card. But let's take a look at JK5 and Bob Gibson as a whole. This is also JK5's 8th card. So we had first one off, Ted Williams, then the Ichiro, Willie Mays, Roberto Clemente, then the Mariano Rivera, the Ricky Henderson, and then recently with the 21,000 print run, Mike Trout. On Bob Gibson himself, this is also his 8th card. First one off was that Grotesque, which you see on my desk literally every day. And then you have Sophia Chang, Keith Shore, Tyson Beck, you have Ermsey, Gregory Siff, and then you have the recent King Saladin. Now, when you're looking at favorite cards of the two, of the player and of the artist, to me on Bob Gibson, it is his Tyson Beck. I just absolutely love the newspaper feel of that card and the look of it too. That's Bob Gibson's best card. This JK5 is pretty close to that one, but I still really like the Tyson Beck Bob Gibson. And then on JK5, it is that Ricky Henderson. And it's interesting that both artists' best cards for me today are Ricky Henderson, but that's just how the cookie crumbled on this Friday of week 15 of Project 2020. I'll be very curious over the weekend when you talk about the market softening potentially with the eyeballs off the set. Will these print runs come down? It's hard to say, but it's going to be very curious to see where these pre-orders land tonight at 11 o'clock. Now, diving into Mike Trout and Frank Thomas, where did these pre-orders land after 24 hours? Frank Thomas came in at 50 pre-orders, and Mike Trout came in at 190. So at 190 pre-orders after 24 hours, that puts the Mike Trout on pace to be under the JK5 recent release, which was at 20,900. I like this Sophia Chang card a lot better than the JK5. Apparently the market does not. I think this Sophia Chang did a great job when it comes to making this card right for the time period, July 4th weekend, the fireworks, red and blue. I really like this card overall, but it appears right now from a print run perspective that based on 190 reservations, I'm looking right now at that card at 16.5 to 18.1. I think it's a travesty that card's not going to print over 20,000, but the market's speaking, and the market does not like it as much as the JK5. So where I think this card really is going to land is in that 17,000 range, but we're going to see what happens with the market, because just like the market overall, eyeballs could come off this set for next couple of days, and this pre-order total could tank even more, or this print run could drop off even more. But right now, I'm liking 17,000 for this card. Now, on the Frank Thomas with 50 pre-orders, I am looking right now at a range of 4.5K to 5.5K. Every single day and every comment I read, Keith Shore is gaining more and more fans. I do not believe that this card is going to fall under the Old Man Allen Don Mattingly. When we see that next couple of hours, that'll give us a good gauge. But for the most part right now, I'm looking right around that 5,000 range for this card, because there are a lot of fans out there who are very appreciative of Keith Shore doing a no name on front error variation for this card. If you like this video and you want more news from me about Project 2020, check out that week 15 playlist on the screen right now.